All right, today we're going to talk about the achievements of the Mesopotamians. And what we have to understand is that the Mesopotamians were a civilization for 3,000 years. So there were several civilizations during that time period. So what we're going to talk about today is mainly called the Sumerians. The Sumerians were the very first ones. So if you see on your TCAP test or on a test coming up or whatever, and it says Mesopotamian achievements or Sumerian achievements, it's the same thing. Because these early things that the Sumerians did, they're some of the things we still use today. So when you hear the word Sumerian and you hear the word Mesopotamian, those are interchangeable because these achievements came from the first civilization. Now there's going to be a bunch. There's going to be the Sumerians, the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Chaldeans. Then the Persians are going to take them over. So you're going to hear a lot of different names. The location is always going to be the same. Now I could do a whole class, a whole year on just the Mesopotamian, but I don't get that kind of time. I get about 3 weeks per civilization, less sometimes. So what we're talking about today are the Sumerians. When we talk about later, when we talk about the Babylonians, those are also Mesopotamians who lived in the same place, but it's a different civilization. Now, why do we talk about them all in the same? For one thing, location. They're all around the same place. What was that location in Mesopotamia? Modern day Iraq. Good. So they had the same religion. They were polytheistic. Each city-state had their own little god that they believed take care of them. They had the same type of temples. They also had the same type of kings. Each city-state had their own king. They fought each other all the time. It's an incredibly violent place in the world back then as it is now. And so they had the same economy. They had the same, similar languages, the same types of people. Is everybody clear? So all the way back to Sumerians, which is what we're going to talk about today, I want to make a couple things, point out a couple things. Make sure you're talking to me, not each other. Okay? Point out a couple things. When we talk about the ancient Sumerians, if you've ever heard in Bible school or heard somebody talk about Abraham, everybody's heard about Abraham, right? Father Abraham, have many sons. Okay? Abraham was a Sumerian from the city of Ur. We know that Ur is mentioned clearly in the book of Genesis. We know that Ur was absolutely a real city. We found the ruins of it. So that's going to put a face or a type of person. It's like when you go to these Bible school and you hear about Abraham and Sarah, you're going to know what type of person they are. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay? All right, so what we're going to talk about today are the things that the Sumerians did to make their life easier. Okay, those are called innovation or invention. Do we invent stuff to make our lives easier? Absolutely we do. Okay? You do. You two try to fix this camera. Just hold it. Just hold it, James. Just hold it. Okay? So, what we're going to do first is we're going to spiral back to things we've already learned about. So, on the back page of the front page, I want you to answer these 3 questions. You got me? On the back page of the front page, answer these 3 questions. Okay? Make sure nobody's face is in the camera except for mine. Okay?
There is no back page of the front page.
There most certainly is. Turn to the very front page. Turn to the back of that. And that's a blank piece of paper, is it not? There we go. I wasn't clear. That's on me. I wasn't clear. If it's the front page and it's the back page of that, then yes. This is going to be the craziest video ever. It's going to be bouncing all around like we're in an earthquake. We're going to figure it out, though. We're going to figure it out. Here. I'm using our mouse droid. You can just lean this thing. No, now it's at the ceiling. It's all right. This is a real class. How's that? I feel like you're just looking at my forehead now. The second question is, what is it called when man moves water? Write it down. Write down the answer.
Oh,
You got it?
I think so.
You're number one. My dad watches these videos. He's going to tell me I'm a big goober. Or these videos all over the place. He's still working on it. You got about 1 minute. About 1 minute. Hopefully you all are talking about these answers. If you're not, it's not making me happy. Sit around. Focus on your paper. Raise your hand if you know one feature of civilization. Go ahead. Record keeping. All civilizations kept records. Now, they weren't all written down. Sometimes they're just painting. Sometimes they're just oral history that they just told stories, but all civilizations kept records.
Art.
Art. All civilizations had art and architecture. Good. They all had social classes, except for which civilization? Ours. We believe that all people are created equal. They did not. They did not believe that in the ancient world.
Homes.
No. Homes? No. Everybody had to have a home. No. Mason. No. Organized government. All civilizations had organized government. Is that what you going to say?
Yeah.
What else? No. What else?
Religion.
All civilizations had organized religion.
Cities.
All civilizations, the cities were the centers of trade and information. Big cities. Organized religion. We already said that one.
Law.
That's government. I like where your head's at, though.
Art.
That's art and architecture. Your twin said that. Stole your answer, didn't she? What about public works? Where the government makes things for the people to use. All civilization have public works.
Jobs.
Specialized jobs. Very good. All civilizations have people that do specialized jobs. Social classes. I believe we already said social class, but you're absolutely correct. That's 8. There we go. That's 8. What is it called when man moves water? Irrigation. Irrigation is when man moves water. Okay, you can move water by digging a canal, an artificial waterway, or you can stop the movement of water by digging a levee or a dam. Very good. What is agriculture? There's 2 parts to this.
Religion.
No, agriculture. It is farming. There's 2 parts to farming. Anybody live on a farm? Okay, 2 parts to it. What 2 things are on a farm? Domestication over plants and animals. We know that domestication means what?
Control.
Control. Controlling where, how much, and what kind. Irrigation and domestication is control. Control of water, control of plants and animals. Very good. Does anybody have any questions on that? Everybody good? Feel like you did good on that? Next. Down arrow. No, there we go. Down arrow again. Okay, so here's your head scratcher. You don't have to write this down. We can just talk about this. If you lived in Mesopotamia, what would you need to make your life easier, safer, or better? Yes?
How do you spell religion?
How do you spell religion?
Yeah.
R-E-L-I-G-I-O-N, religion. I hope I spelled that right. Yes?
A river.
Well, we know that there's already rivers there. What else are you going to need to make your life easier?
Clean water.
Well, we've already got a clean water. There's no pollution back in. You are having tough. What's going to make their lives easier? Weapons. Weapons will make your life easier. Okay, good. Okay, you're going to have different types of animals.
Control.
Okay, you're going to have control over things. What about tools? Going to have some good tools, right? Going to have to be able to move that water where we need it to, aren't we? Everybody feel pretty good about that? Okay, next.
Wait, are we supposed to write it down?
You don't have to write. Now we're going to write the essential question. This is the question we're going to answer for each other as the class goes on. So, how did the Mesopotamians make life easier for themselves?
Wait, do we write that sentence?
You do.
Okay.
You don't answer. We're going to answer it together. It's still right. Okay. Next. So, Sumeria, the land between two rivers. Sumerian civilization is Mesopotamia's first. They're along the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Hit the down arrow. Here's where we're talking about. So here are the Tigris and Euphrates. Sumer is going to be right here. Next. It's going to be right in this location. This is all Mesopotamian. The Sumerians are going to be right in here. There's Ur. That's where Abraham is from, right there. This empties into the Persian Gulf where the two rivers come down. Next. Next again. Next again. All right, the geographic features. So this is kind of a recap of what we've already done. The Fertile Crescent is the curved shape of land, including lands facing the Mediterranean Sea and the plain between the Tigris and Euphrates River. So, does it really look like this? No, it doesn't. It's basically desert except for just around these rivers. But this is kind of the area we're talking about. Okay? So this is modern day Iraq, and then there's Israel, Syria. So this is the Middle East today. What are the most important geographic features? Yes? The rivers, absolutely. The rivers. So here's the Jordan. And here's the Tigris and Euphrates. Now, as we look at maps like this, what are we always looking for? The two fingers of the Red Sea, correct? We can find anything we want to find by looking at that. Here's the mouth of the Nile. Here's the Mediterranean. Here's Israel. Here's Mesopotamia. But also, as we go on, there's some cities that I want you to remember. Which we're going to talk about. Babylon, which we're definitely going to talk about. Akkad, which we'll talk about next week. And then Jerusalem will be over here. And then we're going to have some cities here in Egypt that we're going to remember. You'll know. You'll know them. Next. Same thing. Next. So here's what we're talking about. Here's the location. Right here. Right there is what we're talking about. Where are you? We're over here, aren't we? We're right here. Next. Mesopotamia, the land. Dry, hot, desert-like climate. The rivers would flood unpredictably every spring, leaving silt behind to help create fertile, rich soil, which was great for growing. Sumerians needed to control the river so that they could prosper. There's that word again. Control. Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. What? I cannot. If you need to move, you can. It's still right. Next. Next again. So there. Yes.
Hey, you know Ollie.
What I do? I do. Okay. Let's see the lines. So here's the modern day picture of somewhere on the Tigris Euphrates. Beautiful area. Do you agree? Next. Another one. So, how did the Mesopotamians make life easier for themselves? We're going to start with that. We're going to start with how we're going to do that. Next. So the land. Yes. The land. Next. The land flooded yearly, unpredictably. When would it flood?
Unpredictably.
I know when. During what time?
Spring.
Harvest season, right? That's not very good. What happens if it destroys the crops?
They get killed.
People are going to starve, so they've got to be able to stop that. But it left behind something good. What did it leave behind? Silt, which is
Wet mud.
flood mud. Good. Next. Farmers planted crops in the rich soil. Next. Resulted in plentiful harvests, which allowed villages to grow. Because more what equals more what?
More food equals more population.
More food equals more people. Very good. What's it called when you have extra?
Surplus.
Surplus. Good. Next. Go. You need me to go back? Go back. Right there. Yo. To do well. Guys, knock it off. Next. The challenge. Next again. Unpredictable flooding with a period of little no rain. Next again. The land sometimes became almost like a desert. Next again. The huge invention was irrigation. The Sumerians, or early Mesopotamians, developed a system for controlling the flow and direction of water from the rivers. Canals and irrigation ditches were built to redirect the water to the fields. Hit it again. Let's see. All right, back up. Next. There's some irrigation. Next. Same thing they were doing here. Next. There's the modern day irrigation, dividing the water to go to different places. Next. Doing the same thing here. These are color pictures. They're still doing the same type of stuff. Next. They're wearing shirts now, which they didn't back then. Next. Next again. The development of agriculture. Important invention here. Irrigation systems. The plow. The wheeled cart. These inventions helped crops to grow in a difficult climate, which led to a surplus of food. The surplus led to a system of trading. Sumer had limited resources, so they needed to barter with other lands. When you have extra of something, you can trade for someone else, to someone else. Next. Who's team? Nope, stay there. You done?
No.
Okay. Next. Next again. Here, go down, down arrow. Down again, down again. So how did the Mesopotamians make life easier? Tell me some ways. They developed what? Irrigation, which is controlling water. What else did they develop?
Agriculture.
Okay, that helps with agriculture. They've already have that. In order to build a civilization, you got to have food. Tell me. The wheel. They developed the wheeled cart. The plow to bust up ground so you can plant seeds in. Very good. So irrigation, the wheeled cart, the plow. They're also going to develop the potter's wheel. Okay, what you do on a potter's wheel is you spin that wheel, you put a lump of clay on it, and you use your hands and you can make pots. You can make pots, you can store your seeds in it, right? Got to be able to store that grain. Good. Next. The Sumerians were able to forge metal. So here's the next thing. With this skill, they could make a variety of tools and weapons. The Sumerians were some of the earliest people to use copper to make useful items ranging from spearheads to chisels to razors. How do we know that we made those things? We found them. We found some, didn't we? Absolutely. Next. There's some of the things we found. Next. There's some more things that we found. Absolutely.
What's the ball in the rock?
It's a good question. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to harvest that grain. You're going to pull that grain up, and then you're going to pull the seeds out of it. And then you're going to throw it up in the air and catch it, throw it up in the air and catch it, throw it up in the air and catch it, and the wind will blow away the stuff that's no good. That's called the chaff. Okay? Then you're going to take that grain, minus the chaff, okay, and then you're going to put it on what's a millstone and a plate, and you're going to grind it up into flour. And then once you've got that ground up into good flour, then you mix it with water and a little bit of oil, and that's how you make bread. So it has to be, it all starts off as a plant, okay, and then you separate it out, and then you grind it up to make flour. Next. Meat tenderizers, still use that, don't we? That's for getting bread out of a brick oven. Okay, next. The use of animals. The Mesopotamians used sheep and goats as meat, milk and wool producing animals. They used cows for building, farm work, and their strength. They domesticated horses, camels, and donkeys for travel and warfare. Yes, they did eat cow. But cows were much more valuable as work animals because of their strength. Why are donkeys important?
Because they're big.
They can
Let's show me.
steep mountains.
They could climb.
So they can carry more stuff.
They're strong. They can carry a lot of things.
They protect other animals.
Donkeys, do they?
Yes. They can kill coyotes and everything.
Donkeys are protected? Wow, I never knew that. You have a donkey to protect your chickens?
Used to.
You used to?
We had some.
I just got a dumb dog to protect mine.
We had some.
Next. We know that they use those because they left us art about it.
Rams.
Okay. Next. Here's some of the things they tried with this one. Not as successful. Zebra are very difficult. They just never tame. They're just always way too scared. Like deer. Deer are never really tame. Next. Next again. Go back up. This art is thousands of years old. This is painted. This will be painted on the walls of Egyptian tombs. So we know they used that stuff. They were man smart. They just took different things to smash up and mix colors together. Berries and fruits and flowers will make paint. Next. Slave labor. The Sumerians, Babylonians, and Assyrians, all Mesopotamian civilizations, all had slaves. Early slaves were perhaps captives of war. The most famous slaves were the Jews, captured under King Nebuchadnezzar. Slaves were bought and sold in the market and branded. They worked in irrigation projects, temples, and palaces. Slavery in ancient times was not based on race. It was based on warfare and enemies. So you defeated your enemies, and then you took them for slaves. Yes. Nebuchadnezzar. 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 Nebuchadnezzar is the book of Daniel. You look at the book of Daniel. Nebuchadnezzar. Next. No, stay here. Go back up. Turn around, please. Focus on what we're doing.
We need to remember how to do that. I said we need to remember how to do that.
Good. Next. There's some Jewish slaves of the Assyrians. We're going to learn about the Assyrians a lot. The Assyrians were the bad guys of the ancient world. They were pretty rough. They would skin people alive. They would take slaves and chain them through the lip and make them walk 100 miles to put them in slaves. They were tough. They were tough. Next. Next again. More slaves. Next again. So how did the Mesopotamians, what did they use or do to make their lives easier? They created what? Starts with an I? Irrigation. They forged what? Metal. What metal? Copper. For tools. What animals did they use? Cows, sheep, goats, donkeys, okay, camels, horses. Good. They captured slaves and made them work for them. What inventions did they invent? The wheel, the plow, the potter's wheel. Everybody feel pretty good about it? Yep. Canals. Yep. Next. So here's some inventions. They had a 12-month calendar. They had irrigation, canals, and dams, and levees. They had a legal system, which we'll talk about later. They had math based on 60. They had measuring and surveying instruments. They had metallurgy. They created the plow. They used the sailboat. They had the wheel and wheeled carts. And they had writing. How do we know they had writing? Yeah, we found some of their records. We could actually translate their writing. So we know what they said. Now, we don't know what all the civilizations, like especially the ones in India, but we know what cuneiform, we know what that says. You look so tiny in that chair.
She's not on a chair, she's on the
Oh, you're so crazy. All right, who's still writing? All right, keep writing. Keep writing. We're almost done.
Did you get the gun? Yes.
Next. Here's some of the things that they made. Next. Here's some more things. Next.
What's that?
Here's a calendar. Next. So they went from this to this. Huge city. Look at all the surrounding farmland. Look, they even diverted the river to go through their city. Why is it good to have water flowing through your city? Fresh water and a toilet. Right? So you can throw your old food and poop and pee in there. Okay? Let it go. Take it down river. This is a recreation of the city of Ur. Okay? Next. Next again. Here's another recreation of Ur. The reason I'm telling you this, for one thing, we have found this city. We have found the ruins of this city. And for another thing, this is the city in the Old Testament where Abraham was from. So we kind of know how he was living. Okay? In his house, he slept on the roof. Everybody slept on the roof because you get that cool breeze going from the river. And, it's not going to rain on you. Okay? So we know how they lived. So it makes it more real for you. Next. Did you get it? Answer these questions. All right. While you're still working on this at home, you're going to finish this up. And as we say in my class, go forth and learn because knowledge is